Welcome to the Blast Core, fuckers, where bulldozing buildings is the name of the game. My name is Majora T. This game right here, this game is fucking brilliant. Blast Core, yes, it's one of the first Nintendo 64 games ever, and my is it a good one. It's also a Rareware classic. You know Rareware, I mean the guys who did Donkey Kong Country. Come on, who doesn't know Rareware or Donkey Kong Country? You know, it's certified classic. And so is Blast Core, I just don't think it's talked about. You can actually play it a lot of ways today, including Rare Replay on your Xbox. You could get it on your Nintendo Classic service for Switch, or you could be a true OG and use the original cartridge, which is pretty affordable today. I really recommend it. This game came from some humble origins, according to Wayback Machine. They state during the development of Blast Core, there were never more than 7 people working on the game at the same time. And most of the time, it was just this core group of 4 of us, who were mainly graduates. Leave it to a couple college grads to create something so simple, yet so effective. The concept is simple. Use a variety of vehicles to destroy all types of buildings. There's so many vehicles to choose from. There's bulldozers, there's cranes, there's mechs, there's just so much to do in this game. It's just so creative. It's straight out of some high schooler's brain. I love it. But the thing is, you have to do it in this setting, which is a little more stress-inducing. There's missile carriers that will collide with the buildings, and you have to clear the path. And doing so can be tricky with a couple of the vehicles. I'll go over some of the main ones now. You got Ram Dozer, Side Swipe, Backlash, Skyfall, Ballista, J-Bomb, Thunder Fist, and Cyclone Suit. Coincidentally, the name of my rap crew and all the members, I think J-Bomb is kind of the lead with Thunder Fist on the backup vocals. These guys are good, and so are these machines. They're really awesome. So there's also some bonus vehicles that you can use, including a couple race cars and a police car, but the ones I listed are the primary means of destroying the buildings. The assortment is interesting. So there's things that you see in your day-to-day, like a bulldozer, or I guess one of those sediment dispensers. I'm not really sure what to call it. But then you have some of these mech-style Ultraman-type machines that are really ridiculous and do all types of acrobatic stunts, but are incredibly impressive as well. The swan song of the game is undoubtedly Backlash. It's my favorite vehicle, but it's crazy. It functions by skidding its back metal plate into buildings, thus destroying them quickly. It's one of the most rewarding yet challenging vehicles to get the hang of, and it is absolutely vital that you do so. They even warn you when you first use it. This technique must be mastered for later levels. One of said later levels stands out to me, where you have to destroy sets of houses on 2 sides of a train track, go into both sides of the train track and then back to the other one to try and maintain a balance because the missile carrier keeps approaching. And at the very end of it, you have to sideswipe TNT into an oversized building, all before the missile carrier collides with it. And a bunch of boxes of it too. I worked so hard at this level, I had to dedicate an entire stream just to this and one other mission because they were so hard. It is one of the expert level ones, but my goodness, that was intense the first time. Nevertheless, it feels so good to master the skidding. You can swipe and then pivot back to a forwards motion for a quick destruction technique. You can also kind of follow the RDUs, the little flaring lights on the ground, in order to kind of create a curving path for Backlash. And what happens is when you start to skid out of control, you start doing these kind of makeshift donuts. I've never had so much fun doing donuts in a video game. I guess I don't do them in real life enough, so here you go, Backlash, letting me live vicariously my Cadillac dreams. The other common vehicles like your bulldozer or your motorcycle are fun for kind of opposite reasons. They're very effective and control very well. Almost too well, to the point where it's a little straightforward what you're doing with them. They do get creative in some of the later levels about how you use them. I could think of like a puzzle style one with the Ram Dozer, and You can think of ones where they kind of limit your ammunition for the motorcycle. But, you know, it is pretty inventive, all the different levels that they have for you. Of the mechs, Thunderfist is probably my favorite. You roll around until you connect with the building, and then you perform some ultra-powerful uppercut. It never gets old. Sometimes the mechs are spruced throughout the level too in not so obvious locations, so it is rewarding to find them and use them to their maximum power. After the missile carrier's path has been cleared, you can then return to the level afterwards, and the missile carrier will be gone, so you are having free reign to demolish everything else in your path, as well as collecting RDUs and finding any secrets that you might have missed. So this is important for a couple reasons. Number one is that it unlocks bonus levels, like some racing levels and some arcadey style levels, and bringing the total mission count to 57. The core game is just like 27, so it's basically double the game once you've done more of the exploration. Some of the locations I don't want to spoil, but I will say that they are out of this world. Hint, hint. Also, there's 6 scientists that are hidden throughout the game's core levels, and you do need to find them in order to roll the credits. You really have to think outside of the polygons and the boxes that are created in these levels to consider where they might be hiding. So I was able to do this guideless, and I think you could too. And finally, it's just kind of fun to destroy things in an inconsequential manner. Not only that, but in a way you're rewarded for. How many times have you been blamed for snapping a pencil or knocking something over and you just get in trouble? Well, in this game, you're actually rewarded for doing these kind of things. Yes, knock it over, destroy the building. You're the demolition derby team, and it's great. If you had a long day at work, Blast Corps is kind of a perfect way to unwind, and it's definitely given me some makeshift therapy, so I really appreciate this game. It is a short burst of demolition, and I kind of absolutely love it, and I think you will too.